Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to World of Horror. And listen, I want you, this is your 30-second call to action. I want you, in the comments down below, to name a more iconic duo, okay? Name a, name a more iconic duo than Web and forgetting to eat for like 9 hours. Like, listen, I will explain. I just forget. I'm a very forgetful person, and I can forget things multiple times a day. And so I'll be up and I'll be like, alright, it's time to eat some food. And then it's like, I'll forget that. And then it'll be like, oh, well, it's time to eat some food later. And then I'll forget that. And then it will just keep going on and keep going on. And then, you know, your stomach, your body, will try to tell you, like, hey, you need to eat food because food is good. We're gonna do Timeline B. We've been doing some Timeline A quite a bit. So we'll do a little Timeline B to actually mix it up, dun dun dun, and by that I mean return to normalcy. You know, your body will try to tell you, like, oh, you know, it's time to eat, you gotta eat some food, brother. But the thing is, I can forget that too. Like I said, I'm a very forgetful person. And so, like, I'll just forget the fact that I need to eat food, and then I'll be walking around and then be like, oh, hey, wait a minute, I feel like I'm starving over here. And so, you know, then naturally the thing that you do is you start recording World of Horror. Because, like, I'll be honest with you, I feel more productive when I'm hungry, right? That might sound absolutely insane. And if you are a future employer, you're not allowed to listen to what I said like 30 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago, whatever. You're not allowed to watch this episode if you're a future employer. Because if we go into like a, you know, like a cyberpunk Amazon technocracy or whatever it's called, you know, you just have your like Amazon life manager looking down at you and you're like you're in the cage or whatever, running on the treadmill or whatever it's supposed to be, and he's like, hey, wait a minute, that's that guy that says he feels more productive when he's hungry. Let's deny him the ability to take a lunch into the cage. But you know, it is what it is. So it's also strength, second enemy, light source, charisma, and second mystery. So your second's a light source, and then we put 1 point into charisma, and then we're there. You love to see it. We are probably gonna try to run, we are definitely gonna run Monkey Wrench. I will be 100% honest with you, we will run Monkey Wrench. Although we'll roll for spells first. But yeah, actually, like, I feel pretty productive. Because what I basically did today is I'm trying to cut back on the... Whoa, that was weird. That was a computer being a little bit glitchy here. I need to get new RAM. The RAM in my computer is completely busted. I mean, that's a spell, sure. The RAM in my computer is 100% broken, right? Like, it is completely unstable, and it's running at the default, like, 2666 or whatever, right? It's running at whatever the factory default is, because I had to reset the BIOS, like, so many times. Like, I'm having RAM-related, like, crashes, like, blue screens of death. Like, it's getting a little bit more and more obnoxious, so I have no idea how long I've got left with these RAM, which is a shame, because it's one of, like, the most... It's one of the things that I, like, went for when I was making my new computer. It's like, I wanted a lot of RAM. Turns out a lot of RAM's completely goddamn useless, because it's broken, and it's a lemon, and so I need to get more RAM, which is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Hopefully I'll actually be able to overclock the RAM to its advertised speeds this time. I mean, that was really the red flag, right? Like, when you get RAM that's like that can go at 3600 speed, and then you clock it up to 3600 speed, and, you know, you have the best AMD CPU, humble brag, not humble at all. I am, I am the superior gamer. You know, but you have, like, the 5950X, and you try to put your RAM up to 3600, and it just, like, shuts your entire system down until you, like, reset the BIOS. That should have been, like, the first flag. The second flag should be the fact that it's one of the G-Skill RGB RAM things. and they flash the rainbow color, right? But the thing is, the rainbow color, they flash the colors of the rainbow. But the thing is, like, randomly throughout the day, they will just randomly, like, be something that you would unironically have to give a seizure warning for. Like, it's really bad. And so that should have been, like, red flag number 2. But red flag number 3 was completely shutting down my system until with the default BIOS settings, I had to reset the BIOS, which was really weird, because I hadn't changed any of the settings, and then I was getting RAM errors on the motherboard, and so I just was like, well, you know, when in doubt, reset the BIOS. And so I reset the BIOS, and then it just works. It just works. Are we gonna do the side quest? Yeah, we'll do the side quest, why not? But you know what, so more importantly than the fact that my computer that I use every day and is a very important part of my, like, job, like IRL, and also my hobbies, is dying because of bad RAM. There's much more important is I've been trying to tackle the, you know, the pile of shame, the Warhammer pile of shame. And let me just tell you, it, like, one of the things that I started doing was I made a notepad text file on my laptop that I have down there. The laptop that you were watching World of Horror on for 3 months. Or that's not what I mean. It was recording World of Horror for 3 months. This is awful, by the way. Like, get me out. Like, let me leave. I would like to cease. So whoever's next after Rumu Ghost is our second enemy. But, yeah, so it's like, I want to tackle the Kobe. Let's go. I want to tackle the pile of shame, because I bought all those models because I'm genuinely really excited about building and painting everyone, right? Like, even, like, the silly little Tyrannid bugs, right? Like, they're not important, and they're gonna get blasted off the board in 5 seconds, but just the aesthetic of having the swarm is so cool. And I should actually say this, like, 90% of my Tyrannid models are built, right? That is an actual army that I have. It's just that Tyrannids are absolute goddamn trash right now, so you can't really play them. Like, oh, they got a supplement in Warzone Octarius, wow. That's, sure. I mean, I've heard that they're kind of busted in Octarius, but am I gonna buy a $50 supplement book that's gonna be outdated in, like, 6 months? No? No, I'm not gonna do that at all. Well, actually, no, it's probably gonna last a little bit longer than that, because the next codexes are supposed to be, like, Gene Stealer Cults and Custodes, right? Because we're getting the box set. So it's supposed to be, like, Custodes and Gene Stealer Cultists, and then it's probably gonna be, like, Guard and Chaos, and then... I mean, the thing that sucks about Modern Warhammer is that, like, half of the, well, most of the armies haven't gotten 9th edition codexes yet, right? It's the Thousand Sons, the Grey Knights, it's the Thousand Sons, the Grey Knights, the Drakari, the Space Marines, obviously. The various different Space Marine chapters have gotten codices, and all that stuff. And then it's like, there's a couple others that got codexes, but so many armies don't have codexes. And so it's just kind of, like, awful if you play an army that doesn't have a codex. Like, I play Necrons and Grey Knights, so I'm eating good, right? But I also play... You know, I also play Tyrannids, and Tyrannids are absolute goddamn trash. And they're almost unplayable. Like, I played a single game of 8th edition, and then it literally made me drop the game until now. Right? Like, I played a Tyrannid game versus Primaris Space Marines, and I used, like, those damn Hellblasters, right? Like, they just shot me off the board. Like, I was playing, like, Tyrannid, I think it was, like, 1,500 points of Tyrannids versus 1,500 points of Primaris. I was shot off the board by, like, turn 2, right? Like, it was so bad that my opponent, like, he had killed my army and still had more shooting to do, so I just, like, there was, like, a unit that was out of line of sight, so I just conceded. Like, Tyranids are a goddamn disaster. At least, like, they were... I mean, they were pretty bad in 8th, right? This is not good, by the way. This is not great. Oh, wait, hold on. You love to potentially see it? You love to potentially see it? Let's go! One hit KO. So it's an animated head, by the way. That's who we're worried about here. So I'll just go ahead and put the point in charisma here, because we got a great perk, so we can take an awful stat up, like, no problem. Like, we probably got, like, one of the best perks for Miku in the game. So, you know, we could, I mean, we still want to, like, win the event. Because if we win, we get +1 reason. If we lose, we get +1 reason, and whatever the negative, I think it's stamina, I can't remember. But Doomed already is just such an overpowerful, like, it's just a powerful perk. Like, in a game where your health is usually what gets you killed? I mean, you know, you can only die by your health in Doom, but, like, health gets you killed in more ways than one, because by healing, you spend resources like Doom. So that's kind of what I mean. It's not a very good example, but it's kind of what I mean. Violent Vigil's second mystery, by the way, just so you know. So we can't do that. Although, you know, it's a 95% chance, so it's good enough for me. But yeah, so in order to tackle the pile of shame, right? Because it is, you know, it is shameful. And that's why it's called the pile of shame, is because it's just like, oh, look at all these unbuilt toys that you have that you never used. You know, it do be shameful, though. Although, you know, it is also kind of like, it used to be a thing of shame, but now it's also just kind of a meme. That's hilarious, by the way. It is also kind of a meme, because people just, it's such a common term in the community now that I don't think... Do we really want to use the katana here? Like, I don't know if I do. I mean, we'll try it out, but... So one of the things that I've done is I've completely... It's a work in progress, because obviously I have to record this episode, but I've completely reorganized my entire, like, work/hobby space. And I've already done, like, most of the reorganizing. I have everything in, like, sections on where it is. I don't have, like, a painting section and a building section, although that's the goal, right? Like, I want to be able to slide my chair, because I only have one chair. I slide my chair to the left side to do, like, all the building stuff, and then slide my chair over to the right side and do all the painting stuff. And I have a big table, because you needed, like, a table that was, like, larger than 6x4, or 4x6, sorry, because of, like, how the game used to be played, but they made it a lot smaller now. So I just have this big table that I do all my building and painting on. And so I want to have, like, one side of the table is building, and the other side of the table is painting, and then have easy storage to where when somebody comes over to do some gaming, I can, do we have Akamanto? By the way, you know, Animated Head and Violent Vigil, you know, keep those two things fresh in your mind. They will be on the test. We have Akamanto? No, we don't. So let's go ahead and do this just real quick. We could have tried to get the compass, but nah, not at this point in the game. We didn't even look at Moriko, by the way. Do we need to? No, we don't. There's no forest. There is no meme.
Oh, sorry. Suddenly, somewhere, Emmerdale seems to have disappeared. We'll go back to it as soon as we can, once we've found it.
Alright, sorry about that. We're back. Jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Hey, I called it. Okay, so Animated Head, Violent Vigil. Animated Head, Violent Vigil. Remember that, please, and thank you. So, listen. I took a little bit of a break, and I checked Twitter while I was taking that break, and this is gonna get, this is really dangerous, you know. But listen, it's very funny. People are getting mad at Big Bird, the Sesame Street character. It's just... Big Bird discourse is not what I thought would happen on Twitter, but it is, and it's really funny. It's just really funny. It's a literal... just... He's a yellow bird. But people are getting really upset at the yellow bird because the yellow bird got the inverse ghosting shot, which the fact that that's what people are mad about is even funnier. Like, it's a yellow bird. And, like, people are going into the lore, right? Like, people are going into, like, the Sesame Street lore, and they're like, oh, this is totally in character for Big Bird, and I'm just like, I cannot believe. Like, I'm struggling to even put it into words that people are genuinely, like, getting into Big Bird lore to decide whether or not getting the inverse ghosting vaccine is in character or not. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man, who gives a shit? It does. Also, I found out something interesting. Big Bird is verified on Twitter, which Twitter verification, the terms of service for Twitter verification is quite literally exclusively for real people, and it specifically mentions that it does not include, like, if you are a brand account for a fictional character, like, if you are a fictional character, you do not qualify for Twitter verification. So that means that Big Bird is real, dude. Big Bird is real. It's, these are too many revelations. Like, I'm learning too many things about Big Bird than I ever wanted to know. I don't even think I watched Sesame Street when I was younger. Like, I have vague memories of it, but I don't know if that's just because the internet has kind of turned some of the characters into memes. We want to fail this? Let's go. Oh no. When we cast Flesh Regrowth, the Doom will go up. I'm so scared. Remember, it's a bow and a bow, by the way. Location's threat level is rising. As long as we can get out of here soon, it's not going to be that bad. Take a detour, because I don't want to get an injury. Although we could probably afford to get it fixed. But it's like 2% Doom either way. But we get a painkiller involved with it, so it's like, I don't know. You spend 2% Doom to spend money and get a painkiller? I don't know, man. Alright, it just works. So we know the first two are bows. Let's see what else we got here. The Leaning Tower has scissors over here, so it's 3 bows in a row. 4 bows in a row. 5 bows in a row. This is a certified gamer moment. But yeah, like, here's the thing. To kind of cap off Big Bird discourse, because, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to have Big Bird discourse. Like, I just needed a vent, because I go on Twitter, and I see people genuinely and passionately arguing about Big Bird, and then Big Bird lore, and then just, like, it goes on and on and on. It's like, you gotta have something better to do with your time, man. Like, you gotta. Like, for real. So, we're just gonna take folklore studies and dexterity, because, I mean, it is a little bit of a safe pick, but, you know, knowledge is a good stat to have. We got to. I remember. I remember. We don't have to go to the school, and we don't have to go to the village. So the only time we would have really had a... If we could have taken quick... Wait, did we have an option to take quick thinking? I'm pretty sure it was folklore studies and art knowledge, right? Yeah. If we could have taken quick thinking, that would have been the correct play, because we've got a little bit of mansion gaming here. And in fact, we'll go downtown apartments for a while to see if we can level up again, and then, like, take care of that. You know what? Let's look at the, this is a good opportunity. This is a really good opportunity to do two things. One, to go to Google, Google Documents, to look at the weapon chart, to compare it with, okay, I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on, if I go to Google Drive, go to Drive. Yeah, okay, so Google Documents, you know, the Garfield tournament that happened a long time ago, and then the Prepare to Die Edition modding thing, which, by the way, Remass Tester version 2, absolutely incredible. I played it for like, I played Space War for like 7 hours yesterday. It was really good. So I only used the known gun locations document to find the Magnum. I found everything else with just the fact that there's like 50 million orange signs around where you're supposed to use the pendant. But I have the battle rifle, the sniper rifle, the Magnum, the plasma pistol, which the plasma pistol I actually found on my own. Okay, I actually found that on my own. There wasn't an orange sign there when I first went there. And then the assault rifle and the SMG. I don't know if people have found the needler or the carbine yet, but because I remember I was scrolling through the known gun locations, and I saw that there wasn't like a picture for the needler, and so I read it as like, we haven't found the needler yet. But the basically I looked at them to see like what zones they were in, right? Like that's all I did was like, you know, the battle rifle is in Blighttown, spoiler alert, right? The sniper rifle is in the Ashen Lake or whatever. And so I would just know that, like, that's where they are, I'm gonna go look for them, and then I'd eventually find them. But yeah, no, that's absolutely fantastic. I might try to get into one of those PvP lobbies, and if I do, I might try to record that, because it's really funny. But there's only one. I accidentally cheated for the Magnum, and then I actually cheated to try to find the best armor in the game. Which, by the way, shoutouts for giving the Alva armor, or whatever it's called, into Dark Souls 1. That's my favorite armor set from Dark Souls 3, so I'm happy to have it back. But, okay, we're at the weapon chart. Now, I'm not gonna screen share this, and I didn't do it originally because I don't know if Google... See, I'm on Google Drive, and then I click weapon chart, and it brings me to Google Doc. It brings me to Docs Google. But I don't know if there's any, like, personal information on the screen, so I'm not gonna share. Because, I mean, I see, like, my YouTube icon there, and then if I click on that, oh, yeah. I'm glad I'm not sharing. I'm glad I'm not looking. I'm glad I don't have that on the screen right now. I'd have to edit that. But, okay, so we've got the Katana at 8. So the Katana is expected to do about 12.6 wounds damage. And the Monkey Wrench at 8 is expected to do 9. So, yeah, no, that's... We should obviously stick with the... Sorry for no jump scare warning. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll never disable the other neighbor. But, yeah, no, so we're doing about 3.5 more wounds than... Sorry, got Warhammer on the brain, alright? We have 6 money. That's absolutely hilarious. We don't even have looting yet, by the way. Animated Head and Violent Vigil. Please remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. We have Reason Healing, so we're gonna purposely take Reason damage when we could have gotten EXP. I think that's fair. I'm calling the police? No. Yes, actually, why not? Get 8 money. Get absolutely stacked. What are we gonna use 8 funds on? I have no idea, dude. We could almost buy a... what's it called? It's a 90% chance. We got this. Let's go. I mean, when you pick up the Katana, it's like you really do choose violence. Do we want 15 EXP? You know what? Normally, I would say discard a monkey wrench and a branch. Are you crazy? But listen, we have the katana, so it doesn't really matter anymore. We can get thorough investigation, no problem. And we might as well get the special ending as well. Which, you know, if you want to... Oh no, road's closed, I'm so scared. If you want to see the flavor text for the special ending, you can either go in the past, back when we, you know, read those things, or you could, you know, play the game for yourself, but, you know, just mind the... been over a year since the last update. Do mind that one, if you will. Also, I just realized it's so trippy to have, like, the demon mask horns, and then the outfit's horns, like... That's weird, right? Because it's like a weird overlay. So this is Timeline B. Let's just fight him, dude. Like, I still want to get the torch, because that's a light source, and that would be pretty helpful. Yo! That's the combo, dude! So that event that we just got there where you're hanging out with your friend, if you fail the charisma check, you get +1 reason. If you succeed the charisma check, you get EXP and -1 reason. So the fact is, we failed the check, got +1 reason, and then Doomed already kicked in, so we healed for another +1. So that's +2. That's crazy. So I guess we'll buy, like, an item. Well, I mean, this is an item that we can discard. Why not? How do we have 5 bullets? How do we have 5 bullets? Did that give us 5 bullets? Hello? Was that the highest roll we've ever had in our life? Anyways, we can still discard for the torch, but we're gonna fight the guy because we do have the light source check. I remember that much. That's a little sketchy. That's a little sketchy. That's a little, I'm not entirely okay with that. Do we have any things that will cause us reason damage outside of... I don't think so. Oh no, I'm so scared. Actually, this is a little bit more of a weird one. Because we can do this. But then it's like, is a 70% chance? And we lose 3 reason if we get hit by Canis? What the hell? So this is a 90% chance? Wait a minute. Okay, let's go. Miku coming in clutch with the leveling up the dexterity rapidly. So we will discard this, because it's just 9 damage per shot, who cares? And then do we take reason here? Oh no, we're fine. We're completely fine. Don't worry about it at all. There's nothing this punk can do. Like, we even have a spell we can forget in case, I mean, let's fail this, dude. No, the one time you want to roll a natural 12. You coward. Like, we have the torch, but don't throw the torch, dude. Prepare for combat. And then... Jesus Christ, that's disgusting. So what we want to be able to do is this. I mean, yeah, 20 damage, and we have our damage that we take. I can get down with that. And then, oh, look at this. We have Desperation. Oh, aren't you just freaking dead, dude? It's 28 damage, 27 damage. Wait, why is it 28 damage? We have +1 from Demon Mask. It doesn't double that way. What? It should have been 26. Or it should have been 27. It should have been 27. Cause 13 times... Oh, no. I'm so confused, but it doesn't really matter. Now, do we want to meme rest until we have 8 charisma? I mean, we could. We remember both of the things. So we could just meme and get... whatever. I mean, hold on. Are we gonna level up before then? I should have checked the symbols. I mean, we're fine. Like, we're good. Like, regardless of what it is, I remember the checks. And we might even level up before then, so we could just, like... This was animated head. Yeah, so we can just put a point of charisma, and by that I mean leadership, and then we'll get even more dexterity. There's no Takashi, so unfortunately we can't... Like, is there a Takashi? I can't remember. But we can just absolutely dab on somebody. No, it was just a second mystery, wasn't it? Yeah. Which, that was Violent Vigil. Okay, cool. So that was a relatively easy... I cannot believe we have 14 funds. And how did we get 5 ammo? Is that just with the 410 billion? Like, I know the name of the event is 410 billion, but I was not expecting 410 billion rounds. Like, holy crap. That makes Moriko runs go into a whole new freaking light. I need to experiment more in this goddamn game, don't I? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. I hope you're all having a good one. And, like, yeah, basically, I never really talked about what I finished doing with the pile of shame, did I? But I reorganized my space. Or, it's in the process of reorganizing. I need to finish it after this episode. And then, what I also did was I organized all of my sprues. So I know where everything is. So I have, like, I only have technically I have 3 game systems, okay? I have 40k, I have Age of Sigmar, which is just Ogres and Skaven. And then I have the conversion bits pile, which is, like, all the models that I bought for, like, conversion purposes. So I have, like, some Daughters of Cain, and I have some of those, like, cultist war bands or whatever they're called. And, like, the Orlok guys for making, like, Chaos cultists and that sort of thing. Like, just to make a bunch of custom cultists to be cool, right? And then, you know, so they're in one pile, and then the other game system, Kingdom Death Monster, I have that in its own pile, so where it's like, you know, I have it all sorted. So it's like, this is my unbuilt 40k stuff, this is my unbuilt Age of Sigmar stuff, this is my unbuilt miscellaneous stuff for, like, kit bashing, and then this is my unbuilt Kingdom Death. And so what I'm gonna do is, after I'm done cataloging it all, and I also found out that some of my Kingdom Death stuff was never delivered, because I was looking over my emails, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, where is this model that I bought, like, a year ago? And I think it might genuinely still be in shipping, because it was bought alongside, because they ship from different warehouses. And so, like, the thing that I bought was, like, from the Australian warehouse and the headquarters warehouse. And then, in the same order, I also bought 2 other things that were from the US warehouse. And so the stuff from the US warehouse got here a couple months ago. Like, even though I ordered it, like, you know, 11 months ago. I ordered it back in, like, winter. Last winter, not the winter that we're coming up on. But, like, I ordered it, like, last winter, and the 2 things that I got from the US warehouse just arrived, like, a couple of months ago. And so, I'm thinking that maybe, like, the stuff from the Australia warehouse and the stuff from the headquarters warehouse, I'm thinking that maybe those things are still, like, out there being shipped, but I sent them, like, a support ticket just in case. I'm not particularly optimistic, because I've heard that, like, Kingdom Death has some of the worst, like, customer support, which maybe that's somebody being unfair, but I don't have my hopes up. And I mean, like, I want the models that I bought, like, let's be real here, but I mean, this is the first time that I've ever had any problems with them. Like, I buy a lot of Kingdom Death stuff, which is stupid because I have a backlog of Kingdom Death stuff to build and paint. And I also don't have any friends who would actually be willing to play Kingdom Death because it's Kingdom Death Monster. But, yeah, anyways, thanks for, like, I mean, the models are some of, like, the greatest models I've ever seen, right? Like, they're really good. Like, the, oh, what is it called? Is it called Gorn? Hold on. Like, I got it because I wanted to paint a Gorn. Like, that's what got me into Kingdom Death. Kingdom Death Gorn. Is it Gorn? It's like an anglerfish. Gorm, my mistake, is Gorm. Like, look at Gorm. It's just creepy, dude. Like, Kingdom Death captures, like, 2 aesthetics perfectly that I really like. Like, scary eldritch monstrosities in the form of Gorm, and also weeb shit in the form of all of their human characters they've ever made. Like, I mean, you could probably just go to, like, Kingdom Death Monster. Like, they have a store. Like, Shop Kingdom Death, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Like, you go there, by the way, NSFW warning 100%. But, like, you go there, and you go to their shop, is weeb shit, dude. It's all weeb shit. And then also stuff's just cool. Like, Cyclops Knight is cool. I wanna buy Cyclops Knight, he's neat. But Like, oh, wait, are some of the expansions back in stock? Hold on. This is live. This is live. Lion Knight is back in stock, dude? No way. Yo. Lion Knight and Lion God are back in stock? Hello? Yo. Listen, I do not want to extend this video any longer, but Lion Knight is so fucking cool. Like, basically, from what I read as a review, it's an alternate campaign where this terrifying monster, Lion Knight, does not comprehend human emotion. And so what he does is he wanders around and recruits people for a play. And if he recruits you for your play, or his play, the two choices are either getting horribly murdered or going along with it. And the campaign is basically surviving his play long enough so that you and your party get strong enough to where you can actually kill him at the end of the game. And he'll assign, like, every player, like, a role card, so you could be, like, the villain or the mayor or the hero or whatever. And then he'll make sure, he'll be like, okay, you know, if you're the villain, you gotta do something evil, and if you don't, then I'll kill you, right? So that's, like, basically a very scary, like, god monster that can tear you to shreds at any second. It's like, hey, do this thing or I'll murder you. So, yeah. I really, like, I read a review of Lion Knight a while ago, and I'm like, holy crap. Also, the miniature is just cool. It is like a dude with long claws and a lion mask. And the armor is surprisingly down to earth, which is not something that you kind of expect from Kingdom Death. Lion God is a little bit less interesting. The miniature is incredible, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, either the expansion pack is cool from a thematic perspective and you want to play it, or it's like the miniature is just like one of the coolest things you've ever seen. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name's Webweaver. Have a good one. I'm gonna go finish organizing everything. And by that, I mean attempt to finish organizing everything. I'm gonna finish my list, and I'm gonna check it twice, because every time I check it, I have to end up adding more things to it. I'm gonna count out everything that I have unbuilt, and then we're gonna get working. We're gonna real gamer hours. And by real gamer hours, I mean real tabletop gaming hours. Anyways, have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye!